Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach when working with clients. We help gym owners and coaches build successful, habit-based coaching programs without reinventing the wheel. We know that helping your clients become the healthiest versions of themselves goes way beyond telling them what to eat or meal plans. We work with coaches to help them understand how to create customized, habit-based coaching programs using a holistic approach. We look at sleep, support systems, stress management, mindset, exercise, lifestyle, and of course, nutrition to help clients become the healthiest versions of themselves one step at a time. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Basics of Nutrition Coaching, CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course. I'm going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful nutrition program where you finally feel confident talking about nutrition and health to your members and communities. Today's guest is so special. He is a rock star. His name is Paddy, and he is the co-owner of Pheonix Strength and Conditioning. He did such an amazing job building the nutrition program and team at his gym that we actually brought him on our team at HSN Mentoring during the pandemic. The HSN Mentoring all-girl team now has a fantastic addition that gives us a new perspective. Paddy's such a well-rounded mentor because he's worn all the hats in his gym. From coaching clients on nutrition to growing an awesome nutrition team, establishing partnerships with local businesses and even schools in his area. And lastly, getting people signed up for hybrid memberships, nutrition and fitness. It's easy for him to talk about the best practices from Healthy Steps Nutrition because he can tie in from experience how it's worked for his gym. In his role at HSN Mentoring, Paddy heads up the mentoring program for international gyms. He works with gyms from Russia, Germany, Sweden, Ireland, where he's from, Italy, Australia, and New Zealand. He helps people all over the world. In today's podcast, Paddy and I discuss the trends that he is seeing with gyms who are launching habit-based coaching programs around the world. We will get to this episode right after this message. Are you planning to launch or relaunch a nutrition program in January? Do you want to launch a challenge in January? I'm so excited that we have an option for you. Since HSN Mentoring started, we've gotten so many requests from gym owners and coaches to build a nutrition challenge. They want to use our program. And historically, we did not give all of the tools and resources and all of the secret sauce to help you build a nutrition coaching program through a challenge that was only for HSN Mentoring clients. But now we are going to be hosting a one-day training. Lindsay, our oldest mentor, oldest that's been working for us, not age oldest, or maybe she is. Lindsay and I are going to be hosting a one-day training to teach gym owners and coaches everything they need to know to build a successful nutrition challenge, and most importantly, use it as a kickstart to an ongoing nutrition coaching program. We're going to look at things like pricing, packages, how to structure the nutrition challenge so that you're setting yourself up for success. Think of a challenge as an introduction to your nutrition program. You want a really good first impression. And if you deliver an awesome experience, it's going to get people excited and more people will want to do your nutrition coaching program. Most importantly, you want to use a challenge to convert people to ongoing coaching. I've heard so many times from gym owners that they launch nutrition challenges and their program ends at the end of the challenge. The goal of this one-day training is to teach you how to launch a nutrition challenge as a kickstart for an ongoing coaching program. I want you to save time and not reinvent the wheel, and I want you to be able to deliver an awesome experience. So I hope that you join Lindsay and I on Thursday, December 2nd for this one-day training where we give you everything you need to launch an awesome nutrition challenge. There are only 50 spots for this training because we are having one-on-one mentoring calls with every single person who joins after the one-day training. So go ahead and click the link in the show notes and lock in your spot today. All right, let's get to this episode with Paddy on international trends. Enjoy. Paddy, welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. This is not the first time that you are on. Last time, you guys were killing it at the gym with nutrition. You have an amazing nutrition team, and you were doing so well that I said, we need to bring you on board to our team. So you're officially an HSN mentor for almost a year now, and we could not imagine the team without you.
Hey, Nicole, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to be on. And yeah, it's a very different environment this time than the last time we were on. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's been, I'd say, the fastest year, both from a gym perspective and just being part of the HSN team has been a whirlwind of a year. It's been such an experience, and I'm enjoying every single minute of it.
Man, we just love your perspective. So you are across the pond, as they say. You're all the way in Ireland, and you have really headed up the international support with gyms. And the cool thing is, HSN was built in the US for US, and Canada expanded pretty quickly. And then we started expanding over to Europe, and you really kind of helped us reform a lot of the things and give us some different perspective on what's going on, especially in Ireland. I mean, you guys had a crazy year this past year with lockdowns, but your gym was thriving with nutrition during that time.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like the last 2 years, really. Like it's been mental, a complete whirlwind. Like our nutrition program grew the whole way through COVID, which was massive. And there's a lot of things that kind of went into that, but so many more gyms have been experiencing that as well. And I think one thing that we see now, kind of post-COVID, is so many gyms are experiencing growth and rapid growth as well. I know when we came out of lockdown, like the inquiries were just nonstop. People really, really needed help. And I suppose having nutrition such a predominant part of our business, we were in a great position to help people, because people are sitting down in front of us. They needed help. They really, really did. And before, we wouldn't have been able to help them in the way that we are now, when we can look at their whole lifestyle and help them with the nutrition and the fitness. So it's been huge to be able to do that.
It's been awesome to watch you grow, but now you're able to help so many other gyms grow their nutrition programs really around the world. Today, I want to talk about 3 trends that you're seeing as you're mentoring gym owners using the HSN platform. And the first one, you have personal experience from this, but now you're helping other gyms too, growing amazing teams. Talk to me about why it's so important to have the whole staff on board and really figure out who's going to be the best fit to support the growth of a nutrition program.
Yeah, absolutely. Having the staff in place is so important, and having everybody on the same page, I suppose. It's one of the big things that I'm seeing. So many of the gyms across Europe and further afield the demand for nutrition is there, and rather than putting people on wait lists, we want to see people having the staff on board and being able to support all these people. So I know a lot of the work that I've been doing with the gyms is trying to find a good fit for your program, or trying to find people that are going to be able to help. And I suppose the first thing we do when we look at any of those is sitting down and trying to see who's going to be a good fit. And there's a few areas that we kind of look at with that. One, I suppose, is going to be somebody who's been through your program already, somebody who understands the ins and outs of the program. If they've been in your program, they're going to have seen some success as well. So somebody like that is generally a really, really good fit. So we always look, somebody's been in your program. Then we like to look at the members. So who are the members, or is there members of your facility that have a good interest in nutrition? They're a really good people person, because that's one of the most important aspects to being a nutrition coach, is being able to relate to people, being a good people person, as we like to say, having a good bedside manner is so important when it comes to your nutrition coach. Outside of that, I know we've had some success recently hiring on websites like Indeed and things like that, where we've looked outside of the community, and we have had some success with that for sure. And it's been, I suppose, looking for people that are a good fit. The people like nurses, teachers, people like that who are already in those positions are a really, really good fit for the nutrition program as well.
I love that you're mentioning all of these different ideas, because I think so many gym owners, when they think of building a nutrition program in a gym, they go straight to the coaching staff. Like, okay, I've got these people that are already working for me. Who's going to be, out of these 5 people or 4 people, who's going to be the best, person to run a nutrition program? And the problem is it's really a different skill set that you need for nutrition coaching versus fitness coaching. Fitness coaching, you coach the 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. class, you're done, you move on. You could be a little bit more straightforward. You give a cue, you see if they change some things, and you move on. Versus the ability to follow through is so valuable with nutrition coaching, because it's the other 23 hours of the day. So I love that you brought up looking at past nutrition clients, people in your community that, have a similar nutrition philosophy and other things. I know we've personally used Indeed. Amanda Haar, who's, one of the head dietitians at Healthy Steps Nutrition HQ, came from Indeed. And I remember her emailing me right after she applied, and I was like, well, let's set up an initial call. And then we set up a first interview, then a second interview. And, I think there's some people that interview really well, and when you get them in, you're like, I don't know if this was the best fit. So I am super slow to hire, and I will ask people to do a million things to see, like, okay, is this going to be a good fit? So I would challenge the people that are listening to look at what characteristics you want, because you can teach the nutrition skills. You can't necessarily teach the soft skills to become an effective nutrition coach, which is really the foundation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head then as well, is to not rush the process. Like, hiring somebody takes time. And I generally find with the gyms I'm working at, if I see they're getting anywhere near capacity, or like 70% of what their capacity is, I like to know, okay, if your end goal is to be working with 20 nutrition clients, when you hit 15 or even before it, we need to be looking for a new hire, because it takes time. And the last thing you want to do is to be trying to rush that process, because I'm like you. When it comes to hiring somebody, I'll interview them 2, 3 times, and I'll get them in to meet the team then, and make sure that they are such a good fit before I'll actually press that button and go, okay, yeah, you're going to be good.
I love that you said bringing them to meet the team. I totally do that too. Like, there's multiple interviews. I have another perspective. I have someone else that's like, I think this person's awesome, but do you think they're awesome? I think, again, being a little bit slow to hire is super important. You've helped a few gyms recently build their teams, and one of the gyms did something a little bit different than normal. I remember I had a call with one of the owners, and they're like, you know what, Nicole, we're going to send the whole team, and we're going to all do this training together. And they're doing awesome now. Talk to me about how you're helping gyms build their teams once they've found good fits to run their nutrition program.
Yeah, I think the team you're speaking about there is CrossFit Leixlip, and they're over here in Ireland, and they are a fantastic team. I enjoy that call so much every month, and not just because they're only up the road, but they're such a good team. But I think one of the biggest things when it comes to growing a team is having somebody at the top. So getting the owner involved. I think it's so important, and I can kind of, again, speak from this firsthand because I'm very involved in our nutrition program here. But the gyms that I see being kind of wildly successful at building teams are somebody who has either the owner or a GM involved in leading that team. Okay, I think that's hugely important, and that comes from supporting that new coach right through training, being there for them from the very start. And then when they launch the program, it's not a case that you can just hand off the program then. I think being involved as the owner to be able to, make sure that the monthly meetings are happening, that you're meeting as a team, you're talking together about growth opportunities, about the direction that your program is going, having somebody else to bounce clients off of and different scenarios off of. I know we meet here every 2 weeks, and we spend part of each meeting speaking about, okay, how are your clients going? Is there any situations have cropped up? What role play scenario will we go through today? And just as a team working together. So the owner involvement, I would say, would be my number one tip for anybody looking to build a team, is making sure that they're involved.
I love that you brought that up. I remember doing the podcast with Olaf recently. I love his name. I remember doing a podcast with Olaf recently, another owner of a gym in Germany, and he is super involved with this program and it's growing drastically. And, I think we've kind of set the tone, right? And I would say this goes back to how when the mentoring program started, I did not do a fantastic job being so direct with talking to owners and saying, you need to be involved with your nutrition program. And it honestly slowed down the growth for a lot of gyms because the coaches felt like they were doing it alone and they didn't have the support from the owner that was proactive or the support from the rest of the coaches. And now it is a total opposite. It's like, hey, you're required to go through the training and it is 9.99% recommended that you are a part of all of the mentoring calls moving forward because I want your program to be successful. And I know that the most successful gyms are the ones that have owners and coaches meeting regularly to support the growth of their program so that everyone's on the same page. And I love that you brought up owners. One of the things that you actually have helped me lead up this year, and one of our goals as a company was let's get more owners involved and let's be just really hammering it down. We launched the OMP in January, I think, maybe February, earlier this year, and basically monthly meetings just with owners, a group of owners together to talk about experiences, bring up different things they're struggling with, different ideas, best practices. Talk to me about your perspective of the OMP, Owners Mastermind Project.
Yeah, the OMP, I see huge benefit in it. And as an owner, because a lot of the time as owners, you can be you can be a little bit on your own where you're the one every day expected to have the answers for everything that's happening. So I think having another group of individuals in that safe space where, look, we're all owners here. What are the things you're experiencing? What are the things you're going through? And just having that support. Like, I know there's so many situations that come up in OMP when we're having discussions that somebody else has had experience in or more experience than you might have had. And it's so reassuring to see, okay, this person has had this, they've come out the other side, and this is how they dealt with it. So we can learn and support each other through that, I think is huge. And the simple things, like I really enjoyed the last OMP, which was only last week, just talking about different ideas and different engagement strategies that we had. There's so many opportunities to learn from other gyms. And I think I get to see the benefit of speaking to so many other gyms. I get the benefit of speaking to them, but not all gym owners are obviously in that position. So being able to get in front of all these people that have so many great ideas, I think it's a really, really good kind of support for any of the business owners,
Absolutely.
Myself included.
I could not agree more. I got some great tips that I'm going to actually share during this call or this podcast. So, when we first launched this thing, we always like to do things as a beta, like let's test it out for 6 months. Let's see how it goes. I think this idea will be cool, but who knows? And it turned out awesome, which we extended it and started inviting more and more gym owners. And now people are reaching out to us saying like, hey, how do I get on these meetings? Everyone's talking about it and they're awesome. So now it's like a free for all. If you are an HSN gym owner running our program, we want you to be a part of these meetings. They're really fun. And I love the fact that you guys are the ones giving suggestions. So one of the things that you actually had an idea about that I told Jason we were going to do, my husband who runs the gym, I was like, hey, Paddy said that he puts a raffle ticket in every single holiday card for his gym members. And then they do a raffle and it's like really fun for everybody. And Jay was like, man, that's a great idea. Like, let's do that. But another thing that was really cool is someone had an idea about reaching milestones, right? Like, okay, at the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year mark, like awarding members for reaching those milestones. And then you had someone else on the call who had been an affiliate owner for over like 12 years was like, I'm really glad we didn't do that because I don't know that I would have been able to keep up with it. And then another gym owner said, well, I like the idea of not rewarding time that they've been a part of our gym. I like rewarding the amount of workouts they've done. So when they reach 500, 1,000, 1,500 workouts, and I'm like, man, that is a smart idea. Like, let's reward the behavior that is getting people to be consistent. And I remember Rob Young actually mentioned that he was listening to a podcast recently, and he said that if you get someone coming to your gym 4 times a week consistently for the first eight weeks or 12 weeks, there is an 80% chance success rate that they're going to be members of yours for over 2 years. And if you think about that, if we're rewarding people right from the beginning, like, hey, you've reached 100 workouts, you've reached, 500, 1,000, that's going to positively reinforce them to come in 4+ times a week so that you are increasing the retention of your members. And I thought that was such a smart idea that came out of the OMP. So, I think we've kind of nailed down the head. We need to build a solid team. We need to figure out who's going to be a part of that solid team. Owners need to be involved. Talk to me about the next thing that's kind of coming up consistently with gyms that you are working with internationally.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the gyms, I suppose the next step is like, okay, we got our program, we got it launched, and one of the struggles that I'm having is getting my members on board. So, and we hear this a lot. It's our current members. All of a sudden, we offer nutrition, and how do we get them to come to us for nutrition? Okay, so that was kind of one of the next things. And there's a few things that this comes down to. And when it comes to getting members on board, I think the presence of nutrition in your facility is huge. And that's the kind of number one. So when somebody walks in the door, do they know straight away these guys do nutrition? What is staring them in the face? So a few things that can really, really help with this. One is like your nutrition board. Have you got a nutrition board where there's recipes of the month, there's members spotlighted, there's, the basics of nutrition or whatever nutrition tips you have for that month. So people are kind of drawn to that, and that we always find best to put in some place where people see it the minute they come in the door. So wherever your members are hanging out when they come in, that's where we like to see that. So it's there in the background. But something we've done I think it was off the back of seeing Melinda's there we've only done it in the last month, was put up a wall of success. This is something that when we did, I was blown away by people's reaction towards it. So it is in we do it in wherever we do our free intro. So we've got an office set up specifically for that. And when you are sitting down, I do the free intros in our facility. So when you're talking to me, behind me is pictures of our members who have seen success and the kind of successes that they have seen. And I'm honestly blown away by people's reaction. Like, I have had people sit down and within 5 minutes, they're distracted. You're like, this person's not listening to me. They're just looking at success. And a few minutes later, they're like, okay, what have I to do to get onto that wall? It sells nutrition for you half the time. It's crazy. The other thing is we speak so much about getting testimonials from your current clients. But if people are sitting there, they are now asking for testimonials basically because they want to be on the wall of success. It's halved our workload when it comes to looking for testimonials.
I love that. I think Wall of Success is something that we've been talking about for a while. I know I saw Melinda posted a picture at Portside quite some time ago, and I was like, all right, we need to draw attention to this. And then we're going to continue to draw attention to this until more and more gym owners do it. And then you posted yours, or I saw a picture of yours somewhere, and I was like, Paddy, yours is amazing. Like, every gym needs to copy your Wall of Success because it's such a great way to showcase all of the members who are doing nutrition, fitness, and accountability and seeing really amazing results, and they're going to sell the program for you. So if you are like listening to this and you're like, man, I want to see what Paddy's Wall of Success is, that's awesome. You can click the link in the show notes and we will have a picture of his Wall of Success. I can tell you your Wall of Success, and I told you this via Slack. I was like, hey, can you send me a picture of this? Because our Wall of Success will look like yours. By the end of December, we are going to get ours up. Jason's already started working on ours at our gym. It looks so good. And I don't know one person that wouldn't want to be highlighted for their hard work, right? So it's a way for you to showcase your members that are doing really awesome and positively reinforce, hey, this is the way to get the results: nutrition, fitness, and accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's actually so many of the gyms I'm working with have spoke to me on the last call about having them up for having their Wall of Success done for the next call. So I'm really, really excited to see some of the photos that I'm going to be seeing on the calls later on this month. So no pressure to the guys that it's on your list.
I love that.
Well, yeah, one of the other things, I suppose, besides the wall of success, is having your coaches on board. I think when it comes to getting your members on board, you need to start with having your coaches on board. So I know if we are launching a gym with a challenge, I always encourage them to get all of their coaches into the challenge so that they know exactly what it's like and they can experience it firsthand. If they're not doing a challenge, getting them to go through a phase of nutrition with the nutrition coach is the best way of getting your coaches on board, so they can experience it and they can speak so freely about them because they know exactly what's involved from day one.
I love that. There's, a super simple strategy is have a staff meeting. For gyms that are using our program, we've created a video for you to send to all of your staff to be the conversation starter at that meeting. So that's the first step. And we actually, part of the homework going through the training is set up the staff meeting so it has to get done. But you're 1,000% right. It's so much easier to talk from experience than try to remember a bullet list of things that you're supposed to remember about a program. And if your coaches are not actually doing the program, involved with the program, they're going to have to try to remember the bullet list and it's not going to work, right? And members will know that it's not authentic. It's like, oh, here's the 2 tips that I was told to talk about nutrition and go talk to Paddy if you want nutrition. And instead it's like, hey man, our nutrition program is awesome. This is why it's different. This is how it can help you. And it's super easy to get started. Let's go walk over to the iPad right here and book a free intro so that you can sit down with Paddy and he can talk to you about your goals and he can get you started with the nutrition plan, because we know that that's going to be really the thing that moves the needle the most. So having your coaches on board, and I would challenge gym owners to be thinking about that now, right? Before the new year, before people are most motivated to make a change in January. Let's get everyone on board now and start talking about it consistently. And it's so, in my opinion, it's really easy because our gym was built on nutrition, but it can be so easy to intentionally have the conversation about nutrition in classes, right? Like, what did you eat before your workout? Or someone says, man, that workout was really tough. Well, why was it so tough? What did you have to eat yesterday? How was your sleep last night? What are you drinking? Are you staying hydrated? Like, listen to what your members are saying or start asking questions so that you can be super intentional about the conversation with nutrition, so that when they're ready for help, they come to you and not Weight Watchers or Noom or some other online platform that's spending a lot of money on advertising.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would challenge any owner that's listened to this today to walk up to one of your coaches and ask them what happened. Ask them what to do if somebody signs up for nutrition, or what should they do? How do they book somebody in? And just see what your reaction is. If they don't instantly drag you over to an iPad and try to book you in or get you booked in to speak to somebody straight away, that's something that needs to be addressed. You need to have them comfortable answering somebody who asks that question about nutrition.
I love that. It's a great challenge for anyone, or even a nutrition coach listening. Like, if you're saying like, hey, I'm not getting very many members at our gym signed up for a nutrition program. Why don't you start talking to the other coaches or ask the owner to schedule a meeting so that everyone can be on the same page and know what the next steps are, so that no one's falling through the cracks. Because the reality of what's going to happen is someone's going to say they need help with nutrition. The coach will say, oh, go talk to Paddy. And that person gets busy. They don't go talk to Paddy. Paddy doesn't know that this person was interested in nutrition, and now they've fallen through the cracks.
Yeah, that route needs to be so clear of, I'm interested in nutrition, book your free intro or book in to talk to somebody. That needs to be, because the nutrition coach is not going to be in every class. So the coaches need to be informed on what to say and what to do. And it's not that they need to have all the answers. People know that they're not the nutrition coach, but they need to be able to point them in the right direction.
I love that. All right, let's talk about the third trend, which is super interesting. And I'm sure even you probably didn't realize the impact of this piece of the puzzle when you first launched your nutrition program. Now, I think most gym owners, when they launch nutrition programs, they immediately think of, I want to get my members on board, right? And then we're like, actually, the best way to grow a nutrition program is new people, getting them started with both, and then the existing members will jump on the ship a little bit later. But then there's this whole other aspect of people in your community that are not interested in fitness, or maybe they can't come into your facility because you have, maybe stricter vaccine mandates or whatever the case may be. You've got people that you can help in your community with just nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. And it broadens your program so much more when you take it outside the gym. I know for us personally as a gym, we're probably at a stage now where I'd say about 55 to 60% of our nutrition clients are non-members. And I think the big thing I put that down to for us is during COVID, in the very early stages of COVID, we started doing our nutrition talks. That was when we kicked those off. And we kept them going on a monthly basis, and it just grew and grew and grew. And now that we're back open a couple of months now, and we're still doing our nutrition talks. And I put that down to being the biggest driver of non-members into our program, because by doing the nutrition talks, you're getting exposure to so many people outside of your gym. And then when you link your nutrition talk that's on via Zoom, even though we're still open, I still recommend doing them via Zoom, because people are more inclined to log on to a Zoom call than they are to come into your facility if they're a non-member, because coming into a facility can be daunting if you're not a member, whereas anybody can log into a Zoom call. And when you couple that with getting partnerships for those talks, which is a whole other situation, is getting other local businesses involved, you now double the scope of the people that you can talk to for your nutrition talk. You're doubling the audience.
I love that. And you did it so well, and you've inspired so many other gyms. I know when I had Olaf on the Grow podcast, the owner of Black Sheep Athletics, he was talking about the same thing, how he's, really built his nutrition program while they were shut down through these nutrition talks, and he plans on continuing them. And for someone that's listening, that's like, Nicole, I don't even know what you're talking about with nutrition talks. Think of like a virtual nutrition seminar where you give bite-sized information to help people take action to become one step closer to the healthiest version of themselves. You as a coach, a nutrition coach and an owner, you establish expertise because you're giving out this help. And then you share stories of how you've helped clients with whatever specific topic you're talking about. And then there's a call to action at the end. Sign up for our nutrition challenge, sign up for our individual coaching program. And you are just providing consistent help. And the cool thing is with doing them virtually, and we did them in person. I had been doing these since like 2010, and we never had a ton of people come to them in person. But virtually, you can have so many people register for them. And even if they don't attend live, the cool thing is Zoom's recorded. You can send people the recording, and then you can turn it into an evergreen funnel, meaning people can put their information in, and then that you can always be collecting new leads. They see you talking for 20 to 30 minutes about something related to nutrition, and you call them to join your nutrition program or book a free intro. I think it's such a powerful way to capture leads, warm them up really quick, and move them closer. And I know you mentioned you have 60% of your nutrition clients, and it kind of bypassed it a little bit, but that's a huge, awesome number, like a huge amount of people that are not reliant on group classes, that you're able to impact their lives and help them become a healthier version of themselves in your community. I think that's so amazing.
Yeah. And I suppose another way of looking at it as well is during like their uncertain times, COVID, it's up and down. And I suppose we don't want to be pigeonholed into just being fitness and just having group fitness, whereas doing these nutrition talks helped us broaden our horizons outside of the gym. And now, God forbid, if something happened in the morning, we still have a broad membership base there that is not directly tied to coming into our facility, that they're otherwise engaged through our nutrition program. And I think that's one of the huge benefits of having a nutrition program in your gym, is that you don't just have all your eggs in one basket. And that's really, really important, as I suppose, in the times that we're in.
Absolutely. I mean, we all opened gyms to impact people, and most gym owners thought that like, hey, I'm going to do really awesome job with fitness. And many gyms have really, really mastered that. But, if the past 2 years has taught us anything, it's, well, hey, we need to diversify revenue streams. We need to figure out a way of helping people that isn't reliant on people coming into our facility, and then expanding into partnerships, which we'll get into that in another podcast, which you've done an amazing job with different schools and different partnerships, getting out into your community and helping people that otherwise probably would have never come to your facility to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been so beneficial to us. One of the biggest thing that helped us grow outside as well was during those nutrition talks, partnering with other companies to help promote those talks was huge, because when we started our talks, we were getting good engagement. Like there was 30, 40 people registered for majority of our talks, which was great. We're in a small town here. But as soon as we started getting partnerships, that more than doubled, which is massive. And if you're doing those once a month, you're growing your leads outside of the gym consistently. So when it came to the talk, we were just approaching local businesses and saying, hey, listen, we're doing this. We're offering some free help. This is something that could benefit your audience. It could benefit mine. This is a mutually beneficial thing here, where you tell people about our talk. We're going to tell people about your business. So it's a win-win for everybody. And we haven't had a business that we've approached yet that said no. Like, what's the worst that can happen if you approach a business to help?
I think local business owners are more inclined to do things now to support other local business owners, because, to be truthful, they don't have the money to spend on advertising. If you can have someone else talking about your business, it's going to be so much better than spending money on Facebook advertising or Google ads, whatever the case may be. You recently have been working with a gym in Australia, and he launched not long ago and already has a growing, thriving nutrition program with, 22 plus ongoing coaching nutrition clients. Talk to me about CrossFit New Beginnings.
I love those guys. But Aaron, such a great guy. Actually, I was speaking to him last week I was speaking to him, and he said he's going to try and join the OMP next week, which is going to be 4 a.m. his time. So,
that is commitment.
That is absolute commitment. Those guys are brilliant. They started their program in lockdown. So as they went through training, they were in lockdown. And he launched a program straight away with 2022 clients off the bat. And he's grown that program ever since. Like it's phenomenal, the support that they've been able to give to their clients and been able to grow and have this revenue stream, even though the doors were closed. They're open now, thankfully, and it's growing, but they're still focusing on supporting their members through this kind of uncertain time as well. But being able to have that place where he was able to say to his members, hey guys, look, I know our facility is not open and we can't do your fitness membership at the moment, but here's what we have here. We've got this nutrition business that's going to help you get through these next couple of months. And it's been huge for them to be able to have that to offer people.
I think it's a testament that it works, not only in the US, because we've seen and helped hundreds of gyms be able to transition to virtual accountability and support while they were closed. But what saddens me, I was recently reading a statistic, and 36% of gyms in California have closed permanently. Like, that is such a large percentage of gyms who were houses of wellness, and people could be there and get healthy and exercise, which there's so many benefits to that. And with the new vaccine mandates, it's expected to be over 40% by the end of the year. And, if gym owners do not figure out now, like, hey, we need a way to support people that cannot come into our facility, or just in case we're shut down, or just the idea of building a more sustainable and thriving business because you've diversified revenue streams, like, now is the time to be thinking, how can I do that? And we've seen, through all of the gyms that we've worked with since 2015, adding a component that is habit-based nutrition coaching paired with accountability helps set you apart from every other facility around you and truly support your members and deepen the relationships and help them achieve, amazing results. And I hope that gym owners listening are like, man, this is something that I really need to look into.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have that nutrition element to it, because so many people, you want to be able to offer the best you can to your members. If your member is coming to you for help, if you only offer fitness, you can only help them in 1 hour of the day. Whereas if you're doing nutrition, you can deal with the other 23. You can do so much more to support them, help them stay accountable, and guide them through what can be a tough time. Like, we have nutrition clients coming in here that were they had so many things on point in their life, but nutrition was just something that they struggled to get control of again post-COVID, where it was never an issue at any stage in their life. But for the past couple of months, things have kind of spiraled downwards the longer it went on. And being able to help those people is a very rewarding experience as well, as a gym owner, to see people succeed in that fashion.
I love that. Historically, every year, November is always the busiest time for us at HSN Mentoring. The most amount of gyms that sign up compared to any other month will be in November, because the gyms that are thinking like, I need something in January, are now going to be signing up to partner with us so that we can help them build a comprehensive program. And one of the things I've been talking to the team about is, hey, we invest all of our time and energy into all the mentoring clients, right? Like, we give them all the support, and we've never done anything to help gym owners in the past that are not members of the HSN Mentoring family. I mean, yes, we do the free webinars and this podcast, but there's never been like one-on-one support or any templates or tools and resources, like the full framework for any gym that's not a part of HSN Mentoring. And a couple months ago, I had mentioned like, hey, what if we gave gyms everything they needed to run a nutrition challenge, but more importantly, convert people to ongoing coaching after that challenge is over? Use the challenge to kickstart a nutrition program in January, but then convert at least 50% of people to ongoing coaching. And the team was like, oh man, Nicole, that would be awesome. Like, yes, we should do it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can commit to that. I spoke out loud, but I don't know if this is something that we should do. And then, as time went on, I'm like, we have to do it. So I'm super pumped. Lindsay, our chief of staff, and I are going to be hosting a 1-day training to give gym owners and coaches literally everything they need from start to finish to run a nutrition challenge, but more importantly, to convert people to ongoing coaching, from the all-day training, how to price and package, how to market it, the actual marketing like emails, and the nutrition coach education, role playing the initial and final meetings, which are so crucial to get people converted over to ongoing coaching. Because the truth is, you can launch a challenge, you can run a challenge, but if people don't have support after the challenge is over, they're going to go right back into their old habits. And that's, as a gym owner, where there's so much potential to build a nutrition program. So Paddy, I'm positive you'll be involved in this in some way, shape, or form, but I'm super pumped. And the best thing is after the 1-day training, every single gym that signs up for this will get a one-on-one mentoring call with one of the mentors on our staff to help them dial in the details to have a successful launch, and just kind of give them a taste of how HSN Mentoring works to support gym owners. So Paddy, I'm super pumped about this. Are you?
Oh my God, this is going to be such a benefit to gym owners. I know I've heard it so many times in the past, and I've been there as well, where we've done challenges in the gym years ago before we had HSN, and it looked nothing like the comprehensive framework that HSN provide. Like, they're night and day what we would have done previous and what we would do now. To say that a gym can come in and get the knowledge that they're going to get in that 1-day intensive, and then get the support to help build and guide it in January, it is going to transform so many challenges for January. I'm really excited to see what comes from this.
I'm pumped about it. We sent out the first email, and there were gyms that signed up immediately, and we're only going to take 50 spots. So there's only 50 spots for this training, just because everyone's going to get individualized support after, and I don't want to overextend ourselves, to be honest. So I'm super pumped about it. Paddy, thank you for coming on today to share all of your experience and give different, tips and strategies for these gym owners. And really, thank you for all that you do to support our international gym owners. I know that everyone loves you. You're such a fun person to talk to, and you really just give such simple and actionable tips to help gym owners transform their businesses to provide nutrition, fitness, and accountability. So thank you for all that you do.
Nicole, thank you for having me on. And I'm delighted to be part of the HSN team.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Paddy. There are so many great takeaways in that episode, but I think 2 main things I want to draw attention to. One is the presence of nutrition in your facility. I love the wall of success. I think it's such a great idea to highlight the clients who've worked so hard, highlight your nutrition and fitness clients, maybe even nutrition only clients, and just showcase all of the awesome things that are happening beyond just group classes. Most of your members might not even know that people are doing nutrition and fitness unless you talk about it. So having that wall of success gives that physical presence that nutrition, fitness, and accountability is a huge part of your program. You can click the link in the show notes to see some examples of what that might look like in your gym. The other thing I want to draw attention to is one of my personal goals for 2021 was to increase the involvement of gym owners. We know that gym owners who are involved with their nutrition programs, not necessarily the day-to-day, but involved with helping the nutrition coaches build the program and helping the staff and membership get on board, are so much more successful. We launched the OMP, Owners Mastermind Project, earlier this year, and it's been such an awesome experience. We absolutely love hosting these meetings. Heather Cadeau and Paddy help me lead these meetings, and it's just a really fun way for us to interact and hear from other gym owners. We have gym owners that have been around and been open for over 14 years using the HSN framework. And they give us so many different ideas and different perspectives of things that I might not even know, as only being a gym owner for 6 years now and owning Healthy Steps Nutrition for almost 10. So the OMP is a really, really fun perk for HSN mentoring clients. It is one of the things that is included in your monthly membership subscription. So if you are a gym owner using the HSN platform, listening to this podcast, please send me a message, send me an email and say, Nicole, I want to join at the next meeting. We would love for you to be there. They're typically the last Wednesdays of every month, but with the holidays coming up, we've moved this one up to December 8th. So I hope that we see more gym owners on the OMP next month. All right. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Remember, the one-day challenge training intensive is this week, Thursday, December 2nd. I would love to see you there if you're looking for help to build an ongoing nutrition coaching program, or you just want to launch an awesome nutrition challenge, habit-based challenge, and don't want to reinvent the wheel. You, at the end of this training, will be able to have everything you need to launch the nutrition challenge, from email templates to handbooks to client resources to the emails, every single thing you need. We have it built out for you. So I hope that you see us and I see you on the one-day training intensive on Thursday, December 2nd. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and leave us a review. Hope to see you back here next week.